Welcome, my friends. There's a saying by the noted philosopher Nietzsche, "The snake that cannot shed its skin must perish." That's a profound statement, isn't it? And it rings true. If we're unable to let go of our past beliefs, patterns, and stories, we'll remain trapped in yesteryear. But can embracing such change really be as simple as letting go? Well, you're about to find out. After engaging with countless individuals on this topic, I've identified 3 significant barriers to this concept, and hopefully, today's insights will spark some realizations for you. Let's begin by diving into the topic of vibrations. What exactly are low and high vibrations? Essentially, they are various emotional states we experience. Low vibrations consist of negative emotions like shame, guilt, and jealousy. High vibrations, on the other hand, include happiness, peace, and love. So when we talk about raising your vibrations or letting go, we're referring to the process of shedding the negativity that drags us down. It's a journey back to your natural, joyful state. Now, the million-dollar question: how does one actually let go? The truth is, we are often not prepared to release our hold on the past. Let me share a personal anecdote. I used to be hooked on vaping. Every time I indulged, I'd feel this intense self-loathing. Yet, it was only after I accepted this habit for what it was, that the urge to vape simply vanished. Similarly, many can't let go of past relationships, ruminating over what could have been. But what if the key is to accept these feelings instead of resisting them? Embracing your true emotions might seem paradoxical, but judging yourself for failing to let go only fuels the negative emotions further. It's important to realize that once you permit yourself to fully experience these emotions, only then do they lose their grip on you, paving the way for genuine release. However, the biggest error we make is attempting to think our way out of emotional attachments. Overthinking will never be the antidote to itself. Instead, what we need is an emotional shift, which can come through sharing, discussing, or simply talking about what's burdening us. When you have conversations about your life's turmoil, whether with a confidant or a professional like a therapist, you often leave with a refreshed perspective and newly found hope. It's the emotions stirred up and released through these discussions that facilitate genuine change, not just the logical dissection of your problems. The idea of letting go can often be mistaken for quitting, but it's far from that. It's more like releasing, shifting momentum from one state to another. For some, letting go might even mean adapting, shifting their dreams in a way that aligns closer with their reality. For instance, a person struggling to make a business successful for over 2 decades might benefit from changing their approach. Perhaps transitioning the skills that they honed into a new, more fruitful venture could bring a surprising turnaround. That's the power of redefining, letting go. It's about liberating yourself to explore new possibilities. Now, with all this knowledge about letting go and raising your vibrations, are you curious about how to initiate this transformative process? We've got a wealth of strategies and techniques in our exclusive program, where we explore these concepts deeply and guide you every step of the way. So my successful and ambitious viewers, are you ready to take action on this newfound wisdom? Ask yourself how you can apply these principles in your own life, because just understanding the concept of letting go is merely the first step. The real magic happens when you put it into practice and start experiencing the shift in your own life. Don't forget, gentlemen, if these thoughts resonated with you and you're eager to ascend to that next level, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and ring that notification bell. By doing so, you're not merely supporting the channel, but also reinforcing your commitment to personal growth and transformation. In wrapping up, if you found today's content valuable and it's made a significant impact on you, consider showing your appreciation with a tip reflective of the value you receive. The link for that is right down in the description. Thank you for spending this time with me, and remember, shedding the old to embrace the new is the key to keeping your life moving in a direction that serves you. Stay strong and persevere, gentlemen. Until next time. Buckle up, gentlemen, because today, we're diving into the gritty heart of turning your aspirations into reality, and I assure you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Many of you find yourselves charged with goals and dreams, yet stumble upon the harsh truth that bringing them to life is a Herculean task. Ever faced that sudden burnout, just when you're about to take off? You're not alone. Now, let's dismantle the myth that your desires simply land on your doorstep with a snap of your fingers. This journey is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's about time we acknowledge the sheer grit it demands. Reflecting on my own experience, it wasn't an overnight success that had me touring with an international bank. It was a relentless grind of 8, 5, 3 hours a day, for a decade that brought my vision to fruition. Even the journey to delivering thought-provoking YouTube content to you fine folks took years of honing the craft. But rest assured, if you're ever feeling like calling it quits as we're dissecting in this talk, know that you're on the precipice of something momentous. We're going to explore why your passions fade and your manifestations fizzle out with a simple yet powerful concept. And I'm not leaving you hanging. By the end of this talk, you'll be armed with 4 potent questions, tools designed to propel you forward. The crux of everything we'll cover boils down to 2 fundamental forces that govern your life, factors that influence when you rise in the morning, who you choose to spend your life with, and even why you're watching this video. Consider this: what truly drives you? The age-old analogy of the carrot and the stick comes into play here. Much like a donkey chasing a dangling carrot, motivated by the allure of reward, humans are oftentimes slaves to pleasure. Sure, the prospect of flashy cars and financial abundance sounds enticing. But here's where the plot thickens: it's not just about pleasure. Most people fail to recognize that alongside the law of attraction stands its equally important counterpart, the law of GOYA, get off your ass. You see, for all their luster, dreams remain dreams without movement towards them. Take the world of manifesting dreams, for instance. It's teeming with promises of achieving your ideal body, accumulating wealth, and finding the perfect partner. Yet, if there's no action, there's no bridge to those dreams. Intuitively, you're aware of this. It brings to mind the universal principle of cause and effect. You can't expect to reap the rewards without putting in the work first. Pleasure is essential, no doubt, but it only gets you so far. Now brace yourself as we venture into what most fear to tread, the power of pain. That's right, pain. It might be the stick that prods the donkey, but it's an incredible motivator. And it bears more weight, psychologically speaking. As humans, our instincts are wired to avoid loss more fiercely than we chase gains. We work harder to not lose what we have than we do to acquire something new. This phenomenon is profound and dictates our actions more than we realize. The narrative twists further when we examine successful individuals. The ones who've manifested their ideal relationships, careers, and physiques didn't do so without their share of heartbreak, failure, and setbacks. Pain, my friends, is an integral chapter in the saga of success. You'll come to realize how pain can be channeled into a force that drives you towards your goals, not one that shackles you. I'll illustrate this with an anecdote that circles back to the dilemma of losing weight. Deep-seated psychological blocks, often rooted in past traumas, can turn an objective as straightforward as weight loss into an odyssey. People carry weight not just physically, but emotionally too, as armor against past abuses, making the fear of attracting unwanted attention outweigh their longing for a healthier body. Now, let's tackle the enigma of wealth. The dream of lavish homes and luxury might necessitate more money, but here lies the irony. Money is frequently associated with pain. Just flip through news headlines painting wealthy individuals as villains. Meanwhile, social media bombards you with ostentatious displays of wealth. This confusion leads to self-sabotage, where people unconsciously push away the very success they seek. Moving forward, I'll share something counterintuitive. While pleasure ignites the motivation to act, pain often halts progression. This isn't merely a lack of desire, it's a subconscious retreat masquerading as apathy. Even the elite feel this resistance. The difference lies in their refusal to submit to the whims of comfort. Practically speaking, I recall countless moments of hesitation while building this channel. And yet, it dawned on me that treating oneself not as a boss but as an employee could be the golden ticket. An employee shows up despite the discomfort, driven by duty rather than desire. Thus far, we've discussed the heavy shadow pain casts on our endeavors. However, I challenge you to perceive pain not merely as an adversary, but as a catalyst propelling you towards your ambitions. The following 4 questions are your arsenal in this journey. Firstly, list 2 or 3 critical actions that, if undertaken, will catapult you closer to your aspirations. These are the tasks you've invariably shunned, the ones that truly move the needle. Secondly, identify the pain associated with these actions. Why does resistance rear its head? Thirdly, diagnose the pleasure you derive from avoiding these steps. Is it the sweet seduction of daydreams keeping you stagnant? And fourthly, evaluate the toll of maintaining the status quo. Where will inaction lead you in 6 months, a year, or several? Is that a future you're willing to embrace? If you're truly committed to breaking free from the shackles of fear, pain, and inertia, I urge you to take these questions to heart. Apply them, share them, live by them. And remember, if you're seeking to turn the tides this year, to shift from being hindered by pain to being propelled by it towards the life you yearn to manifest, there are avenues for guidance waiting to be explored. Concluding this discourse, I want you to ponder this. Are you willing to rise above the friction, to feed the wolf of pleasure without neglecting the powerful call to action the wolf of pain incites? Share your insights and actions you plan on taking in light of our discussion today. And for those who understand the value of this dialogue, who appreciate the wisdom shared, feel free to reciprocate with a gesture of gratitude. I invite you to leave a tip proportional to the value you've gleaned. You'll find the means to do so in the description. Once again, it's been a transformative exchange. Here's to not settling but striving for a life of fulfillment. Until next time, gentlemen, carry on the quest for greatness.